Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. You may know and some of you may not know that I posted a pre-op double jaw surgery video about 2 years ago, just before I was about to have surgery. So this video is my post-op video, and yeah, let's jump right in. Okay, so first question is life after double jaw surgery. It's really good, but the first few months after surgery is really hit and miss. Like, you can have 5 good days and 2 bad days, or you could have 6 bad days and 1 good day. Basically, you have to learn how to eat again. You have to, pay attention to all the nerves in your face. You have to be careful brushing your teeth, all that stuff. From going from having an underbite, braces, being able to eat, but being really uncomfortable, then having jaw surgery, being on a liquid diet for like 8 weeks, 10 weeks. I think I was on it for 10 weeks. Then you're allowed to eat again, and it's kind of scary because all you're eating is soups, ice cream and mashed potato. And then all of a sudden, then 10 weeks in, you can have, slowly, you progressively have your favourite foods again, like sausages if you eat sausages, or I don't know, chicken burgers, all that stuff you have to actually chew. And it's kind of scary because, as I said, you're so used to eating liquids for the past 10 weeks. I think, although it's a scary, nerve-wracking time, it's important to pay attention to what you choose to eat after the 10 weeks, because you will still be very, very fragile, very sensitive to hot and cold liquids, and most foods as well, because obviously you're not used to those textures anymore, you're not used to chewing anymore, all that stuff. Life is really good after double jaw surgery. It's something that I do not regret doing. It's something that I wish I'd done sooner. As the saying goes, you have to do it when you feel like the time is right, and I felt like when I done it, that was the right time to do it. Question 2, what was recovery like? Recovery was tough, really tough. And I think it was harder than surgery, because surgery, you're asleep, you don't know what's going on. But the recovery process starts from, the time you wake up after surgery and so on. So I think recovery is the toughest part of the surgery, and any surgery really. I didn't know what was ahead. I didn't know what to expect really. I think the hardest part about recovery is sleeping, because you have to sleep in an upright position, and I think you're so conscious that you're going to roll over and lie on your jaw or bang your jaw, or all these, irrational fears that you may have. It's not irrational really, because you're actually going through the recovery process, and it's all part of feeling like this. I mean, people think the whole part of recovery is just, okay, you go home, you relax, kick the feet up, take your painkillers, and grand, you're recovered in 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, I don't know. Depending on the person, it's all different. But my recovery was 10 weeks. People think that the first 2 weeks is probably the hardest, and I think actually it's the 4th and 5th and 6th week that would be the hardest, because the first 2 weeks are kind of a little bit of a breeze. Like, you're still kind of on a high that it's been done. Although you're going through the motions, it's all still new to you, it's a little bit of a buzz, because you're happy that it's done and over with, and you're on the recovery journey. But once you reach week 4, week 5, you're kind of like, oh, like, am I recovered yet? Am I ready to eat yet? Am I ready to, go back to being me? But I mean, it doesn't happen like that. And that's why I think the recovery is the hardest part, because although you anticipated the surgery and now that's over, I think the recovery part is you want that just to go by like that, and really it doesn't. Everything becomes repetitive. I mean, the eating, the taking the pain relief, brushing your teeth properly, changing elastics, just being so careful, extra careful, like that you wouldn't normally have to be. It will be worth it. I know it's tough, but it will be worth it in the long run. As I said, all recovery time is different depending on the person. But yeah, you will thank yourself and give yourself the biggest pat on the back ever when you reach the end of your recovery time. Okay, question 3. If I could do it all again, what would I do differently? Well, what I do differently is, 1, I wouldn't work myself up so much about surgery. I mean, it was my first surgery. I'd never had any sort of surgery before, so I never had, the anaesthetic. I never had the hospital to stay. So it was a big deal for me, and I anticipated it so much. I wanted it to happen so much that I actually made myself sick. So my first date was, I think it was the end of September sometime, and it had to be cancelled because I was actually sick with a really bad chest infection, which I brought on myself from subconsciously worrying and stressing over the surgery. Just woke myself up, wondering, oh, will I wake up from the anaesthetic? Will I get sick after surgery? All these, I suppose, normal feelings that people will have when they're about to have a big surgery like I did. You can't help but feel all these fears. But what I would do differently is I wouldn't work myself up so much, and I would, just sit back and not relax, but I would just sit back and take it all in and just believe what everyone else was telling me. I was reaching out to people on Instagram that had surgery done, and they were like, look, it's fine. Once you go down to the prep room, get your anaesthetic, that's it. You don't know anything until you wake up. It's not that I didn't believe them. I did believe them, obviously, because they've been through it. But I was like, no. Once I get to that prep room, they're going to stick the anaesthetic in me and I won't wake up. And really, when it did happen, when it was my time, I got to the prep room, got my anaesthetic, fell asleep, and I woke up. It was literally like I just blinked and I was awake again in the recovery room. And when I woke up in the recovery room, I actually couldn't believe it. I was like, God, after all that worrying, here I am on the other side of the surgery. Although I had a long way to go for the recovery process, I was on the other side of the surgery, which I was buzzing about, because that was the one big fear I had, was not waking up after surgery. And I woke up, and here I am talking to the camera, telling all yous that I made it. So if I can make it, you can make it. But yeah, that's what I would do differently. Question 4. How do you find eating and talking now? So we're gonna lean on the talking side first. Talking now is way easier. I'm more confident. I am better to understand now, because obviously with the the underbite and the braces, it was pushing the underbite out so far in preparation for surgery, so it made my speech way worse. I had a lisp, and looking back at videos now of me then, it's kind of like a totally different person. I sound different, I look different, obviously, but talking now is 1000% better. Like literally 1000% better than what it was. I mean, sometimes I couldn't even understand myself when I talk, never mind anyone in my family, Eating is very different now after jaw surgery. There is still some things not that I can chew, but if I do, my jaw becomes exhausted, so I tend not to eat those foods. And you will come across that, you will find foods that will exhaust your jaw more than others, so I would say experiment with foods. Everyone's different, everyone likes different things, so I think the best thing is don't jump straight into your usual eating habits. You're not going to be able to chew steak straight away, or chicken, or all that lovely stuff that you used to like before jaw surgery. Me being me, before I had jaw surgery, I was like, great, when I have jaw surgery and I recover, I'll be able to have steak, I'll be able to have chicken, all these meats that I found really difficult to eat before surgery. But now after surgery, I still can't eat steak. Now I can eat chicken if I cook it in a marinated sauce in the oven for like say 2 hours, so it's really succulent. But if I go out to Nando's for dinner, I can't eat chicken because it's too chewy. Doesn't matter if you ask for your chicken to be succulent and soft, it's not going to come out succulent and soft as if you were doing it at home. Just tread carefully. Don't beat yourself up about it, because you're still recovering. It takes 18 months after jaw surgery to actually fully recover. I got my operation done in November 2018. It's now March 2021. I'm sitting here telling you that my jaw still becomes exhausted at certain foods. So I think it's a lifestyle change, because I never ever used to eat corn, and now that's all I really eat because it's soft. Just be open-minded to food, because you've been through such a big operation and you're on a big recovery. You will talk a lot better, but you will eat a lot slower. Okay, so question 5, what's my plans now that I've had double jaw surgery? My plans now after double jaw surgery, well, there's loads I want to do. YouTube being one of them. This is why I'm doing this video. I have always been a big lover of social media. I just focus on what I love to do. Focus on fashion. Focus on creating content. And really just inspiring others to do the same. I mean, I think that's really important. I think coming through something so big like double jaw surgery and not doing what you love to do after it would really be a stupid thing, because at the end of the day, doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, you should be doing what you love. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what I love, and I'm going to put all my energy into that and focus on being the best version of me while inspiring others and just being positive, really. I have nothing to hold me back, essentially, to achieve what I want to achieve. And I did speak about this in my pre-op video. I explained how I was born premature with facial palsy. So surgery, getting double jaw surgery didn't in any way enhance or fix my facial palsy, and that's okay. That's not what the double jaw surgery was going to do anyway. That was just to correct my jaw. There is more procedures out there that I can get done for my facial palsy, but I've had a long hard think about it, and I'm not going to get them done, because obviously after several meetings with my surgeon and other surgeons from different countries, it's not just going to be one procedure that will fix my facial palsy. It's going to be a procedure every 10 years, and that's something I'm not prepared to do, because I mean, I'm not psyching myself up for that one procedure every 10 years if I'm never ever going to have a normal smile like the rest of the world. You know what I mean? Or like the normal person that sits beside you on the bus. You might think it's going to be just one procedure, and then you go and have a consultation with a surgeon, and you will then be told that it's not just one procedure. It's going to be one every 10 years. And that's quite hard to hear, and it's quite disheartening, because you think, okay, well, you know, I had double jaw surgery and that fixed me in one surgery, so why can't you fix me my facial palsy in one surgery? I think the point I'm trying to get across is, if you're ever researching something, research it, you know, write down a few pointers, make your consultation, and then go in with an open mind. Don't go in with any expectations, because expectations always lead to disappointments. And I am living proof. I expected way too much too quickly, and you know, it's almost like crashing and burning, because you go in with an expectation of the surgery, expectation of recovery, and then when the recovery doesn't meet your expectations, you're then 100% disheartened, and you beat yourself up about it, and you're sad for a few days and stuff. So I would really just, you know, like to get that point across, is do not expect too much too quick, and always go in with an open mind in anything you do. Just be you, because that's all you can be, and that's what you're good at. That is what you're most good at, and that's what I always tell myself these days, is all I can be is me. I can be the best version of me, for me and for others that I love. Just do you. So I'm going to leave it here, because I'd sit here and talk to the camera all day, and don't want to do that. I'm going to link my pre-op video in the description, so please give that a watch. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions you can find me on Instagram, and I will also leave that in the description below. And yeah, thanks for watching, and check back soon for more videos. Bye.